That noise there is a female guinea. And I want to talk mainly about the guineas. To me, they are worth their weight in gold. They eat a lot of ticks, they eat insects, they'll eat mice, small rats. They are great for like in your garden area and you want to get rid of the insects in your garden because they won't bother your vegetables. They talk to each other constantly. That's what's going on here. They have 6 guineas all together. 2 of them are in here and the other 4 are outside. And if they can't see one another, they will start talking to one another and asking, "Where are you?" And one will repeat, "I'm over here in the tree." But they will talk to each other and all. Now, guineas are actually from Africa, so they like the hot weather better than they do the cold weather. Guinea hens will start laying, the females will start laying in the spring, the following spring after they have hatched, they will start laying. So when they're about a year old, they start laying. And after they've laid approximately 30 to 40 eggs, they will start sitting and hatch out their keets, their young. Guineas eat snakes. They eat tons and tons of ticks. Anybody that has a farm or a ranch or a homestead, guineas are a must. They will help keep down the ticks and help keep away Lyme's disease out of your homestead, away from your animals and away from you. These guys, they like being in with these chickens every now and then. They were all raised with chickens. You can raise them with chickens and they will do just fine as long as you have a female and a male. Now, those are the males making that noise. And if you can hear in the background, there's a guinea making noise, a hen. But these are roosters, and they are called cockles. They aren't called really roosters, but they're called cockles. They don't crow, they just make certain noises. And the peacock, he's in here with them. He's picking out the black sunflower seeds. But guineas, like I say, are a must. They help keep mice and other rodents away. They eat grasshoppers, they eat crickets, they will eat lizards. They will go into your flower beds and keep insects out of your flower beds. They are good flyers. They like to stay in groups. They like to stay in large groups or come in the chicken pen and be with the chickens. But they don't like to be alone. So you decide to get guineas, be sure and get at least 4 guineas. So they have each other to be with. One guinea, they don't like to be alone. They like to be with other guineas. I enjoy listening to my guineas. Yes, they are noisy, very noisy, so they're really not for rural areas. They're just mainly for rural areas, so they're not good for like in town. Like chickens, you can have hens in some areas. You can have hens in your chicken house, in your backyard, and raise some hens for eggs and meat. Guineas are good for eggs and meat. They are a game bird, just like a pheasant or a grouse or a sage hen. and they taste about the same. They have a dark meat. It's a very lean meat. It's not got a lot of fat in it, so if you don't want a lot of fat, they are like a small chicken. They only weigh around 4 pounds at the most. Maybe a bigger cockle will weigh about 5 pounds, maybe 6. They love to roost in trees. Now, I live in Central Oregon, and we have very cold temperatures. Actually, our snow just melted here the last couple of days. When I got up this morning, we had snow. And right now, it's pretty chilly out right now. We have had temperatures down to the 6 degrees. And these guineas did very well. They also can go into this chicken house. They can go under the buildings that we have here, because some of the buildings are up off the ground. They can go up underneath the buildings to keep themselves warm. They can go into the chicken house to keep themselves warm. I have one building that the door is open continuously. Actually, the wind blew the door off, and I haven't replaced it. And the peacock himself, he likes to go into there, and so do the guineas. So they can find their places to get warm at. Yeah. They act like they can't get in there, but they can fly up and onto there's a rail, just like here, and they can fly up on that to get in with those other guineas. But they act like they don't know how to do it. Guineas aren't really the smartest bird in the world or the sharpest tool in the shed. But when it comes to insects, you can't beat them. Insects, and I've had guineas for a while. I had a rooster, or a cockle, and a hen. She hatched out approximately 30 chicks, keats, not chicks, keats. And we wound up, only 3 survived. Between the hawks, the ravens, the neighbor's cat, and probably our cat too, because he's a brat, and probably just getting lost, they slowly died. The hen was killed protecting her keats along with the cockle, and he finished raising the last of the keats. 3, like I say, 3 survived out of this about 20 to 30 chicks, keats that she hatched out. So at least, if you're going to have guineas, have at least 4, and I wouldn't have any less, because 4 will add up. If you have 2 males and 2 females, the females will lay their eggs. Now, if you don't want them to be open range, like ours are running loose all over this property, and I have them loose because I want them to eat the snakes. I want them to help the cats with the mice and the rats. I want them to eat the insects and the ticks, and especially the ticks is what I'm after mainly. My daughter already has Lyme's disease. We have a dog that has Lyme's disease. So this is why I have these guineas. They are good when it comes to predators being out. If they see a strange animal that's not supposed to be on the farm, I don't care if it's somebody else's dog or somebody else's cat, they will make a noise. And they will all make noise together. And sometimes I think that noise is enough to scare the predators off. Now the ones that you're hearing right now, those are the females. The one that's up there that's a male. But the other ones that are making that noise, those are the females. They will even go in with the ducks and eat with the ducks, drink with the ducks. They will eat just about anything. They eat seeds off of plants, off of the weeds and what have you. But they're best for insects. Some people don't like them because they make a lot of noise. And I think that's why a lot of people don't have guineas, but I enjoy listening to them. Actually, if I can hear them, I know they're okay. I know nothing is coming after them. So, there's 3 there and 3 over here. And that's a female. And she's right there by the water tank. Right there she is. And the males and the females will mate for life. A male might mate with 2 or 3 hens, but if the male and female ratio is the same, like 2 males and 2 females, or 3 males and 3 females, they will mate with one another for life. They also will help take care of the keats. So don't let the noise discourage you from getting guineas, especially if you live in a brushy area where there's a lot of brush and ticks. They will help keep the ticks down. Like I say, they are worth their weight in gold when it comes to the ticks. And I know I haven't said enough about these guineas, but hopefully you understand more and think about maybe if you don't have guineas, maybe thinking about getting guineas. They haven't seen me for a while, so they're making a lot of noise because I work and I don't get home until when it's dark. I leave before daylight and I don't get home until dark, so they haven't seen me, so they are making a little more noise than normal. But don't let that discourage you, especially if you want to keep your insects and snakes down and out of your, especially if you have children, because children never know about snakes, and them snakes are very poisonous. I know my kids, when they were little, used to bring snakes into the house all the time and hold it up to me and, "Mom, what kind of snake is this?" And it's a garden snake. Put it out in the garden and let it kill the mice and stuff out of the garden. They'd even bring frogs and lizards. I quit cleaning their pockets out when I started pulling out scorpions out of their pockets. I would always clean their pockets out before I would put it in the laundry. And one day I went in there to take these stuff out of their pockets, and I don't mind pulling out frogs and lizards and snakes out of their pockets. But when it started pulling scorpions out of their pockets, that was the end of it. I told him, I says, if there's anything in your pants pockets that you want to keep, you best get it out before I get it, because it's just going to go directly into the washer. My one son traded a bunch of scorpions to a friend for a rat, and she was the most adorable rat we had ever had, and so much fun. Anyway, enough on that. Let's think about your guineas. That's the female. That's her noise. And that's when you can tell if you have a male and female, is by that noise. Anyway, please subscribe. Push the notification bell. Make a comment. Push the like button or the not like button. And we'll catch you on the flip side.